Hey, good day everyone. Well, we're finally looking like we're gonna wrap up the driver's side of this 2005 Jeep Liberty. I've been working on it for a while now, just bits and pieces. Different day, maybe an hour or two, different day, maybe an hour. We've got everything except the upper control arm replaced, and I can't get an alignment done until I get this upper control arm replaced, and we can't get the new tires on until we get the alignment done. We're gonna try to finish this up today so I can make that alignment appointment. Thanks for being here. I'm Justin. Let's get going. We've got another bright sunny day outside. The forecast, the extended forecast, doesn't call for a cold snap, so that's pretty exciting. Kind of interesting because the trees are starting to bud just a little bit. There's some live buds that I found on Mom and Dad's tree out in the front yard. It's what it is. Either enjoy it and trust, or don't enjoy it and freak out, I guess. I don't know. I think it's nice outside. Crystal, you want to help? Nope. You want to help? At least she looked at me. How about you, Moose? You're ready for this, right? Got a few things that I need to get rid of here. Head for the Jeep, old springs, CV axle. We're getting there, right, Moose? Okay, first things first, to replace your control arm, in case you're just here for that specific piece, is you got to take the tire off. There's the tire. There's the rotor. I got the brake caliper hanging right over here. And here's your brake line. It doesn't have a lot of tension on it. When you put this back together, so you'll have to come through here. Here's your upper control arm. This brake line comes behind and then around. So just keep that in mind. Don't have it swing out over front. You'll have to disconnect this again. Hopefully you can hear that. Hi, buddy. The torque spec on this, I believe, is 60 foot-pounds. You do not need to go tighter than that. If you do, you might cause damage to your ball joint. Now, to get to this control arm on this side, it's going to be different. And it's going to be different if you have a gasser Liberty or if you have a diesel. This is a diesel, so let me show you what we're looking at here. I'm going to have to sneak right down in here. I've got a jack stand. I'm going to have another jack right there. I have to come up and reach around to this side. That way I can loosen up this nut right here. This is going to have a stopper on the bolt, so that way it kind of swings up and stops. Then I can pull it out and bring it down. For this, I need to go up top, up and around. So you can see some stuff is missing here. This is your fuse box. This actually goes right here. I brought it out of the way. This is going to be your main harness, disconnects. And then the battery box is missing. You can actually see your bolts and your nuts for your shock mount right here. Here is the battery box, and that sits in here like this. This would be the front, that's the back. Let's see, grab a flashlight. If you look right down there, you can see that this right here, that is the stopper on the other side of the bolt. And then right over here, can you even see it? Yeah, right underneath these lines essentially, that is the bolt. So you got to be careful when you're cranking, because this will swing around and hit your brake line. The brake line is right here, which you can pull up just enough to get this underneath. So that's where we're at. Some people with the gasser, they go right in through the grill. I may end up removing this turbo hose. This is your EGR system. This is how to delete, but this is your hose coming up here, intercooler, etc. So I'm actually going to have to take the turbo hose off. I don't want to risk cutting it. It's just too close. It's just a standard hose clamp. Be nice if we had a heavy-duty hose clamp for this. So your turbo hose looks like. We'll take the clamp off and just set it on top of the engine real quick. See if we can get this thing out of harm's way. Yeah, that'll do. When I remove that turbo hose, the main reason is because I can see so the shop charge is $1 for one control arm replacement, they charge $596. That includes labor, that includes the part. But I think for both of these control arms combined, we paid around $170. And we're gonna save on the labor costs. All right, so I'm gonna bend the brake line. It's kind of right up by the fitting, so it's a little bit difficult. I'm gonna let you know how it goes. Wish me luck. Swing it in here. Can you see it? I don't know, probably not. Right here. There it is. This is your stopper. Whew. So it took me about a half an hour just to get this one bolt out. Thankfully there's only two of them. And I just got the control arm sitting here right now. This is just like this. My hand is kind of shaky from trying to get this out. It sits there just like that. Now, get this old one out of here. Stay. And I will tell you, we are most definitely putting this one in. This has to be the one that goes in on this side because it's greasable. I don't want to have to do this again for a long time. I'm going to show you the point of view that I had trying to get this out. Are you ready? Okay. You guys probably won't even be able to see, but I had to reach my hand up and over, and then there's two brake lines that are right behind this wall here, and you have to get those kind of out of the way to get an 18-inch wrench, an 18 millimeter wrench in there, and then thankfully you crank it down, but you can only get a tiny little bit at a time. So I'm going to go right back in on that side down there, and I'm going to work that. I might do the top one first, we'll see. I'll be right back. I'm just going to reverse what I did, put the two bolts in, and I'm going to check the torque specs on them real quick. Okay, it took me about 30 minutes to get that one bolt out, like I said. I think I said that. I just want to show you a little trick. So these right now, they move freely. But I'm telling you, until I got the bolt to about, or the nut to about right there, I couldn't turn it by hand. These are all bound up, but now look at this, just goes just smoothly. I took these out, put some PB Blaster on there, and I just started going back and forth. What I didn't do is, I didn't let it butt up here and start knocking. On the lowest setting, the Milwaukee was actually clanking as it was trying to move this around. But now you can see I'm going to put this in, and I should be able to get that in there in less than 30 minutes because I can torque it finger tight from start to finish all the way. Let's see how long it takes. So there we are, we got it in, we got it torqued down. And we've got, by torqued down I mean, I got it to what an estimated 90 foot-pounds would be. Because I can't fit my torque wrench on top, I can't fit my torque wrench on the sides. But it's in, and when I torqued them down, I went ahead and made sure I held this up so that way it's close to driving position. Obviously it'd be ideal to be able to put weight on this and then torque everything back down. Realistically, the only thing that makes a difference for, in my personal opinion, are the bushings. So you got bushings up here for your control arm. That we can pretend there was weight on the vehicle, so that's where it sits. And then you got your lower bushing right here for your sway bar link. But we're doing what we can. We don't have a lift, and to put this down on the ground, it would take quite a bit more effort, which is fine, but I don't know if I'd be able to get in there with a torque wrench anyways. So that's where we're at. We do what we can with what we got, and we'd be happy with it. That's how it goes. There's 60. Done deal. Well, that's going to do it for today. We got this on. I actually got to go. I don't even have time to put the tire on, the rotor, the brake calipers, nothing like that. I got to get going. Got things to do. Thank you so much for being here. If you're installing a control arm on your Jeep Liberty or anything else for that matter, I hope this video worked for you. Remember to be safe. I know it's not ideal working down on the ground. I'm there all the time, but you do what you can. Now that that's done, I got to put all this back on. It's a work in progress, especially when you're doing it at home with limited time and limited tools. Everybody have a good day. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. I got a mess to clean up. Jack, parts, new part. Put Crystal's food back down now. Nicest day of the year so far, I tell ya. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Yep, they like to follow us around.